I'm Esther. I'm an illustrator and I'm also now the author of this brand new picture book, Molly's Circus, which has just been published by Little Door Books. Molly's Circus is my first picture book, so I'm super excited to be able to share it with you today. And huge thanks to BookBound 2020 for asking me to take part. I think it's so fantastic that even though I'm here in my living room and you're at home, we can still connect this way. I live in a little town in Scotland with my husband and my kids, my 3 kids, and we also have a cat and some chickens. So my husband and my kids are not in this story, but the cat and the chickens might be. So you'll have to see if you can spot them when I read Molly's Circus in just a moment. Molly's Circus is about a little girl who has a great imagination and she's really good at going off on adventures even without leaving her own garden, which is something we all need to do at the moment. Molly's mum is quite busy as well, so it's just as well that Molly has such a fantastic imagination. So let's see if you can spot the cat and the chickens and Molly and her mum while I read Molly's Circus. Molly's Circus. There's Molly. There's her cat. There are lots of jobs to do today. But I don't mind. There's a circus in my garden. Here's a washing line, high wire. Clowns carrying water. Bicycles, tricycles and unicycles. Trapeze in the trees. Feathery acrobats balancing high. And I am Molly, ringmaster extraordinaire. I tell Mom everything. She says, "Oh, Molly, every day is a circus with you around." And there's Molly and her mum playing together. So I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed reading it to you. I really love picture books where the pictures and the words work together and you need both of them to tell the story. So in Molly's Circus, there are parts of the story, did you spot them, where there are no words at all. So Molly's having a fantastic adventure with her circus, and then there she is bouncing on her stepladder, and then, she topples off, and just like that, Mum's there to come and rescue her. And I thought those pages didn't really need any words because the pictures told the story on their own. And there are other things as well. The cat in the story, he's there on every page and he's Molly's friend. But as she gets, he's not really mentioned in the words, but he has his own little story because as Molly gets more and more carried away with her circus adventure, the cat gets more and more worried about what's going on. He's not really sure about what Molly's getting up to. Is it safe? Until he looks actually a bit terrified. And then when Molly falls off her stepladder, he runs away. There he is. When you look at your own copy of Molly's Circus, you'll spot a few other things as well. There's a little snail hiding on every page. I love that about picture books, that there can be little stories hidden. There's Mr. Snail. There he is on that page. That's a head start for you. But he's there, he's hiding in Molly's garden on every page. And I love that about picture books. I love how every time you read them, there's something new to look at and something new to talk about. If you have a look at my website, there are some ideas there that you can download for free that you might want to do after you've read Molly's Circus. You might want to have a try at juggling. You might use pairs, like the circus performer in Molly's Circus, or maybe you could use little balls, or maybe even rolled up socks if you don't have any balls. There are things to talk about there as well. There are some counting patterns in Molly's Circus if you look very closely too. And maybe after you've read Molly's Circus, you might want to have a picnic as well, just like Molly and her mum at the end of the story. Here they are having their picnic. Picnics make everything better. My children really like having picnics, and we quite often have picnics indoors on the kitchen floor as well as outdoors in the garden. You can still pick up a copy of Molly's Circus. Please do support your independent bookshops, your local bookshops, if they're still able to deliver to you. Otherwise you can order from hive.co.uk, and I would love to hear what you think about Molly's Circus. On my website also, along with some ideas, there are some activities. There's a sheet you can download here of circus performers to cut out and colour, and here are some I didn't prepare earlier, my children prepared earlier. Here we go. And once you've coloured your acrobats and cut them out, you can hook them together and make your very own hanging up circus performance. I'd love to see your photos of your own circus performers, or hear about your picnics, or see the circuses you've made with your teddies in the garden. Hopefully one day in the not too distant future we'll be able to meet in person, but until then, I hope you enjoyed the story. Bye bye.